Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Virgo channel. Sorry, I'm getting on about 2 minutes late. I was on with a client that just wouldn't let me go, and the time is up and you're like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. Well, anyway, here we are. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo, know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates. Also, know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do like to look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's happening the way that it is. Really important when you're dealing with a person that wears masks, create facades and illusions. We want to know why we're attracting this person also so that we can heal. We all are born into collective karma. We're all born into ancestral karma and family karma. So before we even collect any of our own individual karma, we have karma. And that karma was based on whatever has happened in a past life. So again, we live many, many lifetimes. And we live many, many lifetimes because we would never learn that we're not separate from God, from all knowing, from love, from the universe. We would never learn that. We get stuck in a perception. So when we attract past life karmic mates, obviously, it means that we haven't learned spiritual lessons from a past life, right? So karmic themes will tell you that, and you'll know which ones that you have because you've seen them play out within your life, whether that's lack, not enough, not good enough. Again, always keeping you in a place of disempowerment. That's how you know. But your universal God-given energy is the energy of love. That's all that you are. When you die, you return back to that energy. When you're perfect and you're in the highest vibration, that's the energy. But we all have, again, these spiritual blockages, which are just psychological and emotional. And we form habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment with those spiritual blockages. So integration means obviously learning what you're doing, and transmuting means doing something actually with that energy. Alchemy teaches us that we don't just heal with the mind, we actually have to embody the new consciousness. All right. So I always like to explain a little bit before doing a reading because it's not, oh, this person's so horrible. It's again learning to look at things from a spiritual perspective. Everything happens in the spiritual realm before it manifests in the physical realm. When dealing with people that are spiritually imbalanced, you cannot, heal through getting angry. And that's the thing, or through even talking a lot of times. It's through your action and learning how to actually detach from negative energy and teaching a person how you want to be treated. A lot of times is not done through the talking, believe it or not. It's done through the way that you treat yourself. Now let's see. The word of the video is nervousness. And I look over here and these cards have to go down because, on the other page is actually the card. But I see insecurity and I'm like, nervousness. Well, I feel like you're connected to someone that did not treat you well. They just didn't treat you well. When they met you, they weren't ready to be in a relationship. They're someone that's not strong within themselves either. And I say that because I feel like it's someone that spends a lot of time, like in their spare time, just talking to random people, and not really doing anything to grow themselves. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't have a hobby, but if someone is sitting on a fishing boat, drinking beer, that's not obviously connecting. It's someone that's isolated. It's someone that like tends to be more of a loner is what I'm feeling. Someone that's not secure within themselves. You didn't make them secure. You didn't make them insecure. They came into the connection insecure. They didn't treat you right. Again, we're in a lower energy and they're nervous because, well, it's again, I feel like they want to fix it. Otherwise, this person wouldn't care. I don't feel like they would care. So let's see where they are. Let's jump into seeing where they are, what type of connection this is. We'll look at the spiritual blocks after. Let's do things a little bit backwards today. And we'll always see why you attracted the person into your life, because really the universe doesn't care whether you're going to be with this person or not. It just cares that you heal. Okay, so let's see where they are. I wish you knew how grateful I am to have met you. Again, this person, like, I feel like this person didn't think that they I feel like this person didn't think that they could really have deep feelings for anyone. First and foremost, they're almost like shocked, because this relationship should have been destroyed by now. And the fact that they still have feelings for you. And I feel like the reason why they have feelings for you is because you showed them a different perception. They, again, misjudged you. They thought that you were going to carry on, react, get triggered. That's not what happened. You showed them a different version of themselves. So that's a double whammy. It's like, well, like, again, like, I expected you to chase me. I expected you to curse me out, because again, they know what they did. So that's a big deal. Destined connection. This person treated you badly because they just believed that, this connection was just going to work out. And it's because they had this spiritual connection that I feel like they've never experienced before. So it's like that freaked them out a little bit. So I feel like they did get triggered, but then they tried to like it. But the way that they were going to like it was to like be in control and kind of put you in a subservient position, meaning I don't like you that much, even though they did like you. And so it was just going to work out. So no matter how I treated you, it was just going to work out. And so what they're seeing is again, that's not true. That, that you know exactly who you are and what you're worth. Rose-colored glasses. It's like, well, I feel like there's a part of you that's like, I was wearing rose-colored glasses because, you didn't treat me right. If this was such a destined connection that you felt that it was real, I felt that it was real too. But then you shouldn't be in an energy of this because you're insecure, and insecure people are emotionally insecure. They're psychologically immature. So what did you do? It's leading to like, what did you do? Not even, I'm working up the courage to contact you. Okay, so at least we know that even though this person is insecure, that they want to talk things out. Let's see what they did. I said I wasn't gonna, but I'm like, yeah, it kept going to that where I'm kind of feeling like you may be like, I don't really know whether I want to forgive this person. And that means that they hit something that we should look at. 2 decks of cards. All right, let's look and see again what the triggers were. And then we'll see how you're supposed to play this. There's many different realities that play out at one time. This is collective reading. Some of you guys are going to be like, I'm going to rip that motherfucker's head off. And others of you are going to say, no, I care about that person. You know what I mean? All different reactions depending on how bad the trigger was. Accountable, like all the blame of why the relationship didn't work. So it was almost like if the relationship was going to work, it meant that you were going to put the time and the energy and everything into it. That this person had no accountability, and also no accountability of how they treated you and your feelings. And when you would try and tell them, they again just were not emotionally intelligent to really even accept it. So the blame of why the relationship didn't work out was because you were too sensitive, or because you didn't do this, or you didn't do that. And it kind of a little bit like a gaslighting. That is what you felt like, where you're right. This person did not want to take accountability because they didn't want to change. Taking accountability means that they have to change. Remember, this person's insecure and they're nervous because they know that they didn't treat you right. Assumptions. again, just assuming again that you were going to like pick up the slack, that again, that you were going to act, this person misjudged you. They thought that you were going to act a certain way. And that's the thing. I feel like you see this person definitely not the same way that you once saw them. And this person definitely is not seeing you the same way that they saw you, you know? It's like they undervalued you, thinking, had assumptions that you were just gonna like deal with it, stay on the side, put up with it, because it's a destined connection. And you look at this person and had like expectations of, well, if it's supposed to be this type of relationship, you're actually supposed to be acting a certain way. Where spirit said both assumptions are bad, but we can see the second chakra imbalance right there. And that's going to create trust issues. It's going to create intimacy issues. And you never got an apology. So again, well, that would again create emotional transparency, and we just can't have that. It's so again, that would create emotional intimacy. So it's almost like this person just is too immature for the connection. This is what we see. Now, when we pull like any spiritual insight, what's going on inside this person's pea brain, I was going to say, their brain, because what you see is, again, that they just get in their own way with, you know, they thought that this connection was so good because you loved them the way that you did, because you were the way that you are, that it was just that you were going to be okay with it almost. Such a stupid thing. It's like I'm feeling controlled by people around me and I don't like it. It's pushing me to find my power again. So maybe this person, again, is part of their reason why they're emotionally like stunted, is because they're still letting their mother, their father, like a karmic, whoever influence them and have for a long time. But again, you not putting up with it is making this person change. It's like it's making them like they could have lived fragmented. They could have lived compartmentalized, meaning like could have hooked up with you eventually. I'd get around to you eventually. And then in the meantime, I'm going to get my emotional fulfillment from outside resources while still acting like someone else around my parents or around that karmic or around whatever. So we can see this like fragmented version of themselves, which is just the person trying to please everybody and they're not pleasing anybody. And but they actually feel because they're trying to, that it's okay that they, you know, live the way that they do, which makes person feel bad, which is why they're not going to then apologize, because then that's going to make me feel even worse. And so it would require change. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. It's like, let's see. This journey is teaching us one of the most important spiritual lessons, which is patience. So understand this person, just because they're coming back doesn't mean that you have to take them back. But understand, I feel like this person, like you really changed them. And so they're going to come back to you, whether they're going to come back to you in a relationship wise, or they're just going to come back to you with gratitude of showing them, hey, listen, like I tried to make you live like you know, I want to say, I don't want to say like a slave, but like I tried to make you live like, you know, like less superior than me, when really I'm living less superior than myself because I'm listening to these people and letting these people control me. So I can't stand in my truth. And you know what? You wouldn't do that. You walked away. You created a whole new life. You left me behind. Who am I to even ask for that? It's like, and who are these people that ask me to do this for them? It's kind of awakening this person a little bit, but it doesn't mean that it's a fast process. They got to work through the guilt. They got to work through the manipulation. They got to work through the gaslighting, because understand there's a reason why they've gotten to a point where they think that it's okay to have people, that what got them to that codependent state. And understand that you're not going to be taking that spot of codependency. If you were in a relationship and agreed to be in a relationship, it couldn't be of codependence. And this person knows that, because they're like, well, you're in your life. You're not going to want to babysit me. I'm going to need to pull my own weight. A person like you is going to want equal give and take, reciprocity. And that's what they know. Like somebody else, I could get away with it, like coming in handicapped, pretending that there's something wrong. I can't do that with you. It's like, because again, they're already coming from a less than. They knew that this was a spiritual connection. It was destined. They sabotaged it. They sabotaged it. They were like, I'll put you on the shelf. I'll get back to you. It's like, I know who you are. It's, of course you're going to be insecure. You fucked the whole thing up. For what? So again, because other people are controlling you, telling you can't really be yourself. You can't let people know about your life. That's like living like a prisoner, really. Again, see, so that they had somebody else when they met you, okay? So it's like this person felt like they had to finish the karmic contract in order to be free. So some of the people are either still connected to somebody or just got out. But again, they have to finish the karmic contract. So they're being controlled by people in their environment, which is the karmic. I don't think that this person realized that that person was a karmic. I think for a little while they might have been tricked into thinking that they were the soulmate, and not really until you detached from yourself, where this person didn't expect that to go, where you created a whole other life, that this person is saying, I have choices too. I don't have to stay with this karmic, and you're not really a twin flame. You're not really the person, like, I've outlived this lesson, where I feel like this person has wanted to level up. It's just that they really couldn't level up. But with you disconnecting and walking away, well, now they're faced with, again, that everyday reality. They can't live fragmented, because you're like, you were the passion part. Meaning I can deal with this shit as long as I'm getting like emotionally taken care of over here. That's compartmentalizing. That's someone that's fragmented, where it's guilt, manipulation, where this person's getting like, I'm being controlled. Wait a minute. I'm being guilted. I'm being manipulated. I don't want this. This isn't love. But they had to live in that contract in order to awaken, to realize, wait a minute, that it's not supposed to look like this. That's unconditional love. That person detached from me, and I know that they loved me. I know that they loved me. And they walked away and they said bye. And they're over there having a good old time. And they're going to meet all these people, and they're going to leave my ass behind. Well, I'm stuck with this person that's trying to make me be something that I'm not, because I don't really love them. It's like I'm guilted. I'm guilted. It's hard to tell the difference between guilt and love, like sometimes we actually think that it's confusing, especially when you're around somebody that's telling you, shaming you, guilting you, manipulating you, making you say, well, you're responsible. And if you were a real man, or if you were a real woman, you would do X, Y, Z. And so this person knows that they don't really love them. And they're like, well, it's true. I do have children. I did say that. I did do that. And so there's a lot of gaslighting. There's a lot of manipulation. So without you walking away, this person would have never known. And for you, you're like, I never got an apology. I think that this person like didn't really know. I feel like they actually thought, either stayed with a karmic and they were going to leave a karmic, or again, they thought that that person was the person, but they can feel the sexual energy between you and them. It's beyond physical attraction, but it needs to be elevated to the expansion of deep unconditional love. And that only happens when they give time. And the only way that they're going to give time is to get rid of that karmic. And that's why this person is like, I'm coming back. It's like, because I finally see the difference between you and the karmic. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to take them back. You may be like, I'm not going to take you back. But Spirit says it doesn't, I don't really care if you take them back or not. I care that they're away from that karmic person and out of the energy of shame and guilt and those lower energies, because it's those energies that are really creating like havoc for this person. Like if they're in a karmic thing, so their health is being affected, their mind is being affected. They're just, so at this point it's like almost like they paid the dues, meaning they did do everything that that karmic is complaining about, but the karmic chose to stay there and was like, well, now you're going to be a good girl, or now you're going to be a good boy and do things my way. And they would do it for a certain amount of time, and then they would not do it. And then the karmic would continually do it, where they're like, I'm your soulmate, I'm your twin flame. And this person's like, you're actually not. I actually am seeing exactly who you are. It's like, and I didn't see who you are until you removed yourself. It's like I had to have met you to realize what love was, what real was. And to realize that, yeah, I did do all those things, but I did those things because like our relationship was over a long time ago. And you keep trying to make it work. I want it over. So the karmic is like, no, no, no. So it got to the point that this person needs to say, I love myself more. So of course the passion is always going to be the catalyst. Spirit says, well, this person wouldn't move their ass unless there was, they have to get something. The key is they would need to come back and surrender their ego and apologize and, clear certain karmic programs. And this person feels you pulling away and is triggering them, and to the point where it's making them do that. And that's really what Spirit says. That's why always when you say, I got over that person, that's when they come back. And Spirit says, yeah, that's because that's what it takes. And so you're like, but then I don't want them. And then Spirit says, no, a lot of times you want them, but your ego is mad because you're like, fuck you. You took it to that extreme. And because you took it to that extreme, I don't know if I want to be with you. And Spirit says, that's where your healing resides. It's like, that's why that happened. Now, it's karmic. You can be like, fuck that. I'm still not going to choose to be with this person. That doesn't matter. Spirit says, I don't really care. I cared that that person got out of that energy. And you could say, well, then that's why. And Spirit says, no, there's wounds that that person woke up with inside of you that you're choosing not to look at. Because you may be like, fuck that, I don't really care. And Spirit says, you would have to look at the inner child wounds, because there's a reason why you attracted that energy. Otherwise, you're going to continue to attract that same energy, is the whole point. So whether you want to be with this person or not, you have to shape shift the energy. The universe will continue to bring you what you need, which if it's going to be another one of that, well, then you might as well stay with the devil that you know and deal with it, because you're just angry with that person. And you can, get a lot of satisfaction by watching this person change. Hey, Jessica, Julie. So let's see what else. Our energy is stagnant, and triggers sometimes happen to break the stagnancy and help the energy flow again. So this person is so stupid. It's like what they want to come back into your life. They're being triggered because you're walking away. But they're like, how am I going to get you to talk to me? Because you're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. So I'm going to either try and bump into you, or I'm going to try and, because God forbid I'm actually emotionally transparent. I can't do that. I'm not emotionally like where I should be. But understand this is how they learn. Think of a toddler learning, is what spirit says. It's like this is how this person's approach is going to be now. They're going to try and bump into you, and then if you still don't talk to them, well, then they're going to like say something sarcastic to try and get you to like start an argument with them. So then they could either say, see, it's a good thing that I didn't choose you, like, or, to get you to engage, because otherwise they don't believe that you'll talk to them because they know that they don't deserve for you to talk to them. That's why. They have plenty of time to come back, but this is how stupid this person is. Just so you know. It's like, again, as you surrender your 3D expectations, that I surrender to our 5D connection, meaning like as you walk away, that you clearly are having no more expectation, because you're like, there's nothing here. What's there going to be expectation? So of course, what this person is seeing is like, I still have that attachment, which is again that soulmate connection, which is what told this person, wait a minute, you're a karmic. I don't have this with you. And the karmic is telling them, oh, this person is this person is that. Remember, they're gaslighting the environment to make this person perceive that they're so good and whoever they're connected to is shit or won't want to be with them or whatever it is, but to trip this person up. But they still have the feeling, and that's not a psychological thing, so it's not working. And the reason why is because it's a spiritual connection where the universe said, enough is enough. Enough is enough. This person's a coward, but they already paid their dues. They don't really know how to get out of that, and they're not really emotionally intelligent. They clearly need help in their spiritual healing. Definitely. But this person is like a covert narcissist, is like controlling them. Enough. It's like, yes, they did all that you said, and they paid it, and they paid it, and they paid their dues. Enough is why the universe has gotten involved. So, and that's why this person is like, I still have like this feeling, like I haven't even talked to you by now. You shouldn't even want to like me. I shouldn't even like you. It would be actually easier for me never to talk to you again, because I don't think I can repair this. I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. Well, it's again, clearly they have like crazy right next to them. That's, you think that that's a smooth ride, this person trying to get away from that person, because that person knows, they can feel in their heart that this person doesn't want to be there. They see it. They've told them. They guilt them. They manipulate it. It's exhausting. It's keeping this person in a place where they don't believe that they're loved. Really? And for what? And for what? I'm going to tell you what. I can guarantee it's hey Diane, I can guarantee that it's for the appearance of what it looks like, and not even for that person. Just toxic. Like this person's just like, if I can't have you, no one will. Like that type of person, like just toxic. Like I'm going to betray you. I'm going to create a lot of problems. I mean, that's what a karmic contract is. This person's in a karmic contract. They're like, wait a minute, I'm being controlled. This isn't love. Being manipulated. It's like, and I'm tired. I'm just so fucking tired. But again, the connection that they have with you, what does love do? It gives us energy. All of a sudden, we got a little pep in our step. We get a little happy. Hey, it doesn't matter what the fuck is happening. We're happy. We're like, I had a great day because you're feeling that love. This person isn't that way. They're like a zombie, and that karmic knows it. So they don't care. Is what spirit's saying. They don't care. It's like, and that's why the universe is like, okay, enough is enough. Like this is starting to get a little like crazy. This is starting to get a little like really toxic. Yeah, where it's like the cold hard truth. The karmic doesn't want to see the cold hard truth. They're trying to set those boundaries. The situation is becoming very strained. It's becoming very strained. And so, because it's again, they're trying to cut the cord. They're trying to cut the cord. It's like, but this is a spiritual war. This is what it means when a person's at spiritual war. It's like that lower energy to become a covert narcissist. That means you grew up in that similar environment, and then you pretend to be someone that's really nice. You pretend to be so kind. So this person put on this facade for so long that they don't really have an identity. Their identity is this person. And so by this person trying to cut the cord, they're getting so much shit, which is why they're like, they get confused. They're like, and it worked for a long time. But that's why the universe is like, fuck this. It's like, you're not going to win. It's like, at the end of the day, I always win because I'm God, the universe, and I'm always going to come to collect my due. But in the process, that karmic is starting to go cuckoo, they're going crazy. And your person is like just trying to get out of the situation, but it's not easy. They need the resources. Like, again, they're looking for the resources. Again, like this person, like it is in that process of working a lot, trying to make money. I feel like they were with the karmic. Karmic probably had a lot of control over the money, which is why they don't really have the resources. And also, if they come to you, I'm sure that they don't want to come broke. They're like, hi, here I am. I was an asshole. I thought that I was going to be with you. We again said that I was, got manipulated into staying with the karmic. And, they know that they're going to have to fix this. It's again, make a new declaration, reclaiming their power, but they're going to do it. And then I believe that they're going to contact you again, change the rules of the game, where that they're stepping into their power. But this wouldn't have happened unless you walked away. This wouldn't have happened. They actually had to go through this entire process, which is why I could see you being like, fuck that. I don't care that this person hurt me what they did, and they should have known. And Spirit says they were not even, they were beat down to stay with that karmic. It's not like they just wanted to get out of that connection. They've been trying to get out of that connection for a long time. But that karmic kept manipulating and doing things. And this person was like, I did get that person pregnant. Well, I didn't show up at that birthday party, and I didn't do. And I know that I don't really love them. So I have to. That's guilt. And it becomes exhausting. And so I do believe this person normally did live a very fragmented life. With you, again, you weren't going to allow it. But they really needed for you to detach, cut the cord, walk away from them, and then actually not just walk away, but have a good life. Show them a different version of what life would be like without you in it. And they did not like that. That was the catalyst to help them get out of the situation. Now, you don't need to be with that person, maybe BG, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because Spirit says, I don't really care. It's like this person was stuck for too long, paralyzed in fear for too long. So it doesn't matter. They needed to learn how to, again, become self-reliant on themselves. And sometimes the universe conspires to bring people to do that job. So again, and that, it's only going to be done through one way, and that's through love, is the Spirit saying, because no one else is going to volunteer to live any other way. And so you have to say, well, how am I supposed to deal with that situation? Now that it's like, well, you went and did everything and then put me on the shelf, and now you expect that I'm going to be sitting here waiting for you. I kind of feel like a fucking dummy. And the Spirit says, well, that's kind of like your ego again. And it's like, I don't care. And the Spirit says, well, if you heal and integrate the spiritual lesson, then you actually will look at things from a different perception, because it happened for a reason. Everything is in divine order. It's like this still is a divine connection. You have free will to choose. It doesn't matter. But regardless, I needed you to learn a certain spiritual lesson. So I don't care whether you're with them, but you needed to learn the lesson. The same as this person needed to learn the lesson. So you have to say, well, what was the lesson? Rebellious, card number 1. Support, card number 2. Neglect, card number 3. Well, we can see why you'd be pissed off just right there. Guidance, 4. Let's see. There's isolation, and there's discipline, and then there's, give it another shuffle because cards get messy. And then we say time and attention and magic. So we see what, and you know what? They weren't all bad cards, but obviously no time and attention. Like, again, putting you on the shelf, neglecting you, anything that you had to go through, you went through alone. This person wasn't, again, didn't really didn't really bring you around. You don't know anything about this person's life. Not really. There's a connection, or you may know some things, but it's very compartmentalized. Like, they didn't let you in all the way. Again, chose to keep you in some aspects isolated. So again, not included, but so what did it awaken? And that's really, Spirit says, brought you back to your childhood, where again, no real time and attention was given, and which came in the port of support. And that could be, hey, I only had one parent. Parents were sick, parents were whatever it was. It doesn't necessarily mean that there wasn't even parents there. If a parent just didn't like, didn't act like you had an identity. Again, some parents were narcissists, where you're not allowed to have an identity. Your identity is what they tell you it's going to be. So again, that love is transactional. Love is conditional, where love is not transactional or conditional, again, which is usually what it is. So what happens is that neglect of, well, I needed things and I was too afraid to ask. Neglect comes in many different forms, but usually it's definitely emotional and psychologically. That is what creates that. So that type of trauma, when we're alone all the time, and again, that means anytime we go through anything difficult, we're going through it alone. We're going through it through isolation. That's how children deal with their problems. Just like when somebody does something bad to a child, the child will cut that person off and go into isolation. It's a protective strategy that many times, unless we heal the effects of that trauma, the way that you deal will be continually like that, because it's survival, where Spirit says, no, but you actually have magic from it. And that magic is, again, the trauma. And the trauma from the neglect and the lack of support, time and attention, where you were seen as bad, is how I'm going to take that. Rebellious. And you might say, I really wasn't rebellious. Maybe I got caught smoking pot. Maybe I went out, but I was the black sheep compared to everyone in my family that, everyone tended to do the right thing. So it doesn't necessarily have anything to do about what happened. We have to look at the karmic theme about what happened, because that's the energetic imprint that continues to play out, where you're like, I continue to get people that don't want to put time in, like they neglected me. This person neglected you because again, they thought you were always going to be there. They didn't give you the time and the attention, and that pushed you back into your trauma. But this is a gift. The child that survives thrives through the imagination, through being able to create their life. That's what you did. And you detached from this person. It didn't mean that it wasn't traumatic. They were a divine connection. Of course, it was traumatic for you, but you didn't let it take you down. You said, oh, not today, Josephine. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to sit here and die for you. It's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put my energy towards something else, which Spirit says that's what you needed to do. And because understand, you were still that child that was neglected, that no time and attention. You had to go through the problems in life by yourself in isolation. Realize that again, but you had to again get the resilience. You had resilience the whole time, but there was a sense of no, but I really wanted this person to be there to do that. Like, and Spirit says, I know. It's like, but only I'm perfect. The universe says, I'll always give you what you need. Always. It's like you got to pour your cup so that it overflows. They only get what comes out of the cup. Never gives them what's in the cup. It's like that wasn't enough. And love is about learning to forgive. Like there is no love that's perfect, except for the love that you give to yourself, that source then also gives to you. So we see again, they helped you transform. They helped you become a better and stronger version of yourself because you wouldn't have what you did. I mean, you changed this person's life. It said that twice. You affected me. You affected me. I've been stuck in this hell for I don't know how long. And I actually see that there's like you didn't die. From me holding back. So I'm not going to die if I leave this person. It's like you created a whole other narrative for yourself. It's like it was profound. It impacted this person, and you might say it really didn't do anything. It was for where this person was and for who you were. And they were so sure of what they thought would happen. And then when that didn't happen, it's like it made them look. And then to see what life would be without you, well, that transforms this person because whether they like it or not, but it transformed them into a place of, I don't like this. It's like it made them feel insecure. It made them feel, well, their insecurity was with them the whole time. We know that because they wouldn't have needed to go and, try every single flavor in the ice cream truck, before because they know who you were, but that was a lack that they felt with inside themselves. Like, how could I be sure that it's like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that decision. So you could be like, that's fucked up how you did that. And Spirit says, yeah, but it's like, again, in the end, you wouldn't have wanted to be with this person then because they were not a good version of themselves. They needed to transform themselves, but you also needed to transform because you were too nice, too weak, again. So this pushed you back into your trauma, but again, pushed you into a whole other like element of yourself. Again, to fearless heart, to have the courage to act from the place of the heart instead of fear, which is again what you did. It's like it's scary to like let somebody go that you think is a twin flame, to be like, I might not never find that love again. But really, that's what you did. It's like, and that is saying, I need to be true to myself. I need to love myself. Like there's a lot more to life than just this person. I'm not going to settle. It's again the sacred space. And it helps you again to spend time with yourself, obviously, to get clear about your intentions on what you wanted and to cleanse the old energy out, to realize of why you attracted this person. And really, even if not why you attracted this person, of what did this person not do and what do I need? Which is clearly they didn't emotionally be there for me. They didn't spend the time. They didn't pour into me. And Spirit says, bingo. It's like, so what does that mean that you need to do? Well, it's again, it needed to step into that courage space and to again, first spend time with yourself and, to get clear on your intentions and what you want, and why you attracted that person, what you didn't do for yourself, and then about going on the grand experience, that all the experiences, the good and the bad, like, are there to help you evolve. And so essentially this connection was here to help you evolve and to transform. Really, that's in simpler phase. So we could say, well, then, we could say leave off, and we always leave off with one more message, which is, well, what does spirit also say that we should do during this time, which is you're in the form of transforming, is what spirit's saying. So nothing, you're not doing anything except for transforming. It's like you're learning, and so you're changing, you're in the process of that you're constantly evolving. And so part of that is that to improve inward by working on your weaknesses and refining your strengths, that life ensures you to be presented with situations that will help you learn and grow. And again, that's what spirit said. And that you're aware of your progress and open your wings to light, that you're evolving back to light, that this person's come into your life to help you evolve. And that's what we said first from the beginning, without transforming. So, and otherwise you wouldn't be able to get the abundance that you want. See, second chakra imbalances affect not just relationship, but money and birthing and believing that you can have it. And so spirit's saying, yes, I like it's changing this. And so, we can say, what else do you need to heal? And it would probably be forgiveness, you know, um, but either way, oh no, then what you need to heal is, again, it's a root chakra imbalance, which is money matters. It's like, and what that is it's like you may not have an issue with, relationships. You say, well, my relationships, I tend to know how to treat people. It's people don't know how to treat me. And spirit says, so why would you attract that then? You're like, I don't know. I have a problem with money. And spirit says, it's still, it's within the same area, whether you have issues within the physical realm and working with the physical energies of the physical world, or emotionally, you feel inadequate. It's a second chakra imbalance, which is your emotional center. So the universe brought you somebody that was stingy to bring out, like, again, they didn't want to give you no energy. So again, to bring out those past traumas so that you could integrate them and self-parent yourself to transform. And that was by, again, you just put your energy into creating yourself more, which is what made this person see that different reality. But you may say, well, I'm great, I do that, but I still could make more money. And spirit says, well, this person that's, was an asshole and put you on the shelf, they're really good with making money, because they're really handicapped in the relationship department, where you're like, why do I have the broken one? And spirit says, because you think you're broken in this, where they're going to help you a lot. Their mind is very good that way. They're business savvy. It's like that's where they are comfort. That's where they rise. And you have blocks there again. And so again, it's going to require you to forgive. Surrender your ego. Remember, spirit says it's all about returning back to unconditional love. So that ego shouldn't be there. And this person learned a lot too. They also have to surrender their ego, because they're not working up the courage to call you any day now. So it's, you have free will, spirit says, but there was a reason why. Even if you choose not to take this person back, but if you choose to take this person back, it's going to help transform you more, because you got issues within this department that is making you feel like there's something wrong when there really is nothing wrong. You're stuck in a limited, like, narrative due to a trauma that really needs to be healed, spirit says. So again, it's up to you, though. You have free will. So we're going to leave that there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you, Wilson and VG and everyone that tuned in. Bye bye.